Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Mike Brenner. We are the odds couple. We come to you from sportsbookreview.com,
Yes,
SBRodds.com, hashtag AskSBR. Back from the
We're back.
We're back from the bash, from the
What a
SBR
bash it was.
2017 Super Bowl party. Unbelievable.
Guess who called me yesterday?
Who called you yesterday?
I'm not kidding. I'll show you the message when we get off camera. Morgan and Brittany.
Are you serious?
Pete, do I have? What else do I got to do to tell? Yeah, come on.
We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off camera.
Right,
but
so
yes.
all these, now we got all these references. That
I think I might.
Unbelievable party. One of the posters hit the overtime prop, but we'll get into this.
Yeah, that was amazing.
We'll get into this a different time. All right, shout out to Morgan and Brittany if you're watching right now.
Absolutely.
Okay,
They
and
will be later.
those are their real names. Nothing in their teeth. Great girls. All right, so we got Jeff from. Thank God we have Jeff from BMOCwins.com on right now because we really look. It's always great to have him on. We always need him at least a little bit. Today though, we need him a lot. Jeff from BMOCwins.com. How you feel about this card?
I'm feeling okay, guys, about the card. I'm always here to help.
Yeah, we're a little. I'll tell you what, though, Mike Brenner. I told you now it's only been a few days. I don't want to jinx myself, but I told you I always do well in February, and even in this show, I'm up a couple units in February so far.
I already know. You don't have to show me or tell me. I seen it last year, and you came from the abyss and got hotter than hell.
Whether I do well in the previous part of the year or badly,
the only one that sweats it are the haters. Doesn't ever bother you. It doesn't throw you for a loop. Doesn't throw Big Man for a loop because we know the nature of this business.
All right, so I don't know. I think I'm seeing a bunch of plays that I'm liking. Let's just go down the marquee games tonight. And then we'll add our other plays, whatever we think. The first game, very interesting, Maryland and Penn State. Now, Penn State, of course, lost outright to Rutgers. They've lost a bunch of games in a row, ATS, and Maryland pushed against Purdue, but before that they had covered 7 in a row.
Yeah, what's wrong with that line? Is that trap or trap or trap?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Here you go, the classic line that maybe it looks like a trap, maybe looks like free money. It's 2.5 or 3. Interesting that it's 3 market wide. Pinnacle's the one with 2.5, so maybe that tells you something. Big Man, is this an obvious trap or not?
It's tough to say. It definitely looks like one, and this would be for me, a prototypical bet on Penn State here.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as it's concerned, I mean, I've made it clear I like Maryland a lot. I made it clear I'm not interested in step in front of Maryland right now. This is going to be a tough one for me. I'm probably going to avoid it just because I don't really want to bet against Maryland, but this would look like a prototypical spot for Penn State to get the job done at home here. I'm not going to bet it. If this was anyone but Maryland, I would bet on Penn State here. But
all right. And last week I told both of you guys, I said, seriously, I'll be a bottom feeder. When you two are on a total that you're both feeling good about, when you two were talking about those trap games, all right, you were both dead on.
Yeah.
When I looked, because I did, Pete, I stayed up and did some research. When I looked at this line, I thought of both of you and said, there's something tells me there will not be on this game.
Yeah, for anyone, we had a commenter a few days ago asking, what does trap game mean? Can you define it? This is it. This is what a trap game is. Maryland ranked, awesome team, covered 7 in a row before the last game of push. Penn State lost outright to Rutgers by 2 in their last game, and now they're just a 2 or 2.5 or 3
This is now their Super Bowl.
All right.
This is a rivalry, believe it or not, in its own little way. They're on their home court. Not rivalry per se, but it's close proximity to each other. And that Penn State crowd, and Big Man will be totally agreeing with this. I think that crowd will bring it. Those Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and outskirts people know how to party. Buddy.
All right, so it's going to be a pass for all of us. Now let's move on to Alabama, South Carolina. Mike Brenner, I hope you have enough voice to answer this because you have had a great early read this year on South Carolina. They are coming off their last game where they beat Georgia by 2 as an 8-point favorite. They lost ATS, but Alabama very shaky at best ATS-wise. Lost 6 out of their last 9. ATS 6 or 6.5. What do you think, Mike Brenner?
I love it, and I think it's a really I do because Frank Martin wasn't pleased with that just 2-point win against Georgia. I'm guarantee you that guy ripped into that team's ass. I guarantee it. He is the one. I'm not kidding, Pete. That guy, when he gets pissed off, you talk about Belichick getting pissed and those coaches that just that have that Bob Huggins to him. Well, Frank Martin's that guy. South Carolina, they're going to come out and wring they're going to wring this team's neck early and often. So I'm going to hit it with the first half, and I'm hitting it on the full game. The Gamecocks are going to show today why they will definitely be a force to be reckoned with going forward into the tournament.
Again, this is you're going against the early Pinnacle lean here. For the first half, it's 3.5 market wide, except for Pinnacle that does have 3. So we'll give you South Carolina -3, -110.
Okay.
And same with the spread. It's 6.5 market wide, except for Pinnacle that does have 6 -106. So
and I'm going to take it, Pistol. Big Man, help me here. What are you thinking of that pick? You know a lot about Frank Martin. I know that.
Yeah, I don't not like that pick. Alabama's played better offensively lately, but defensively they've had some issues. The thing with South Carolina is they need to continue to win. Florida is kind of right there. Kentucky's right there. If South Carolina wants to be an SEC team to reckon with, they need to continue to win games like this. Look, at home, they're giving up under 60 points a game. That's good enough for me. Alabama has struggled all year to score. They should be able to get the job here. But with the way South Carolina at times can score, I mean, they struggle to get to score at times.
Oh, they do. And you said that last time. You touched on it, and then Pete said, you're right. And then I jumped in, but I thought they would separate themselves. And Georgia, sure enough, look what happened, 2-point win. I just think as they get closer to tournament time, there's nobody probably more disappointed with the offensive effort going forward into tournament time. So he's got to stress it to that team.
Real quick, Mike, ever since Stornwall came back, they have been really unbeatable. I mean, ever since he came back, they've been really fantastic. I think you got a good read with South Carolina. I would probably continue to ride your read.
Yeah, I'm going to jump on that. I just really think they know they got to crank it up if they want to do any kind of damage in the tournament, and it's got to happen offensive. The defense is already there.
Okay, so let's move on to obviously marquee teams as huge home favorites. Let's see what you have to say about it. Big man, first of all, Kentucky minus 25 against LSU, and Kentucky, of course, off of a bunch of straight-up losses, right? They've lost 3 out of their last 4 games straight up, and LSU, we have seen them get absolutely blasted multiple times this year. 25 points, still a lot, though, especially coming from a team that has been struggling to just win games. What do you think, big man?
Yeah, another game I probably won't be involved with. I mean, Kentucky, you would think this is a spot where they really get right and get it going, but LSU is that bad. I mean, they really are. I mean, I had a perfect spot with them the other week. They were getting some points against South Carolina on the road. It looked like a trap, and LSU just got ran off the floor. LSU's bad. It's only a matter of time before Johnny Jones gets fired. I don't know why he hasn't been fired yet. But if you want to lay 25 at Kentucky right now, be my guest.
Something tells me Mike Brenner is your guest.
Hell no. You crazy?
Really?
I'm thanking God over here that you two aren't scolding me for my Kentucky pick the last time. This big man broke it down so freaking beautiful. Yeah. He was like, I'm not touching it. And guess what? I thought it would be the game that was the game that they would finally just beat Kentucky, and it did not happen. Now they've lost 3 out of 4. Wow. ATS has just absolutely gone plunge. And, you crazy? I'm not getting here. That's a dumpster fire 10-foot pole. Hey, is that a javelin over there? It's at a 10-foot pole. So, no, thank you guys both for not jumping on my ass. I thought that was going to happen today.
All right.
I think there's one angle in this game, maybe Kentucky team total over. Kentucky's been able to score no matter what, and LSU is just
what's that number at, big man?
I'm not sure what it is. That would be probably an angle in this game to go off.
That might be.
What are you asking
team
about?
Total Kentucky. I like that angle.
The team total for Kentucky. Well, the full game total for it is 173. 173. So
90.
that means that it's going to be
88.
170. It's going to be almost 100.
Wow.
Almost 100.
Shit. Yeah, I can't go near
It's
that.
be like 99. 98 and a half. All right, moving on. We have an almost identical game. Villanova at home against Georgetown. Villanova hasn't been losing outright, but they have lost 5 in a row ATS. Georgetown, though, has been a bad bet overall on the year, somewhat similar to Alabama. And we've got Villanova as just a 14.5-point favorite. Big man, what's your take on that one?
Yeah, I'm not a big Villanova guy, guys. I've said that before. They're a affiliated team. I want to see them do well, but they haven't covered in a while. I don't know. I don't have a good read on the Big East, really. I'm going to probably pass in this game. Georgetown has struggled defensively on the road all year. I guess I'd lean Villanova here, but I don't have a big read on this one.
All right, Mike Brenner, what do you think?
All right, I'm going out on a limb on this one. And I'm not on the full game,
Mm-hmm,
all right? And very, very similar to what Big Man said, because I'm a Philly guy as well, and I'm not big on Nova this year. All right, they've been a first-half machine for me years past. And early on when we first started this series with Big Man, we were talking about that because Big Man jumped on him as well as I did early on a big spread. They did not cover. That team is a different type of offense this year, and it's all because of what's around it. And if it wasn't for their one key player right now, we all know who he is. I'm not kidding you. There's not a whole hell of a lot. But again, Jay Wright says it's tournament time. Our record's fucking phenomenal. We got a chance. We're defending champions. Let's get it done. This is the first half. I'm pulling the trigger, baby, and I love it.
It's 8.5 most places. At BetOnline, we can give you -8, -115. So you might have a cash there. I actually think
I'm over it.
Yeah.
I think you ought to jump in. Big man, there's room. Come on, baby.
You know what? I will jump on that one with you, Mike.
Thank you.
I will
Thank you.
jump
That makes me feel good.
I don't love it, but I
thought your
endorse it,
confidence in me was wavering.
No. I think this is because when I was handicapping this game, I was like, you know what? Villanova might come back here and get a
just fired me up. I have no voice today. That just fired me up. I'm going to regret this later. Big man, come on, do us a favor now.
No.
The one issue that I have here, guys, is Georgetown has really been on fire offensively lately. That's kind of my one issue here. I mean, they're shooting 51% over the last 5 games. Look, Mike, like I said, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but for me, I don't think Villanova's that good.
No,
a team.
and you're probably right, but I need to ask this as you're a Nova fan, you're from outside of the Philly area.
I'm actually, Mike, I hate Villanova personally.
I didn't know that, buddy. I thought you were a Nova fan.
I'm a Temple guy. Look, I want them to do good in the scheme of things. It's great for the city if they do well, but as a Temple guy, I hate
you know
Villanova.
what? I'm a Temple guy as well because you and I both grew up John Chaney style. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Villanova just has that mystique of they're better than everybody else. They're out in the main line.
Okay, but here's my question for the viewers. You're in that area. You were in that area, all right, with the vibe going on, with them being defending national championships. Pete, I'm sorry I'm taking a little time. I got to get this off my chest, all right? With them being the defending champions, don't you think that Jay Wright has got to be pulling these guys aside saying, snap the fuck out of it. Snap out of it. This has got to be the time.
Yeah, he definitely is. And they've responded. I mean, coming back against Virginia,
this one's cashing.
But yeah, look, I could definitely see it. Georgetown's a mess with John Thompson.
Oh, right. Thompson's so far gone. He should have begun 5 years ago, right before his dad.
So let's move on. Those are the marquee games. Jet from BMOCwins.com. What else would you like to share with us with possible betting value today?
Yeah, I got 2 games, guys. One's going to be Tulsa +8 against Memphis. Peter, you cashing them the other day against Cincinnati, I believe it was. This just seems like too many points for me. Memphis is a team not really blowing many people out. They've had some issues doing that this year. They're only shooting it about 37% over the last 5 games. And Tulsa just hangs. I mean, they play well. They kind of play some good defense. They hang around. They're not a great team, but I think they're good enough to hang around here. I could see them stealing a win here in Memphis. Memphis has had issues covering as a favorite this year. I'll grab scrappy Tulsa here.
That was one of my picks on the overnight lines. I bet that one on the overnight, and that was one that I was going to give in this show anyway. I'm not just copying you, Jeff, from BMOC.
I believe it too.
I'm also on Tulsa. I'm going to go first half and full game. I'll talk about the first halves after we've all given our picks. But I'm on that one with you, Jeff. What else do you have for us, Jeff?
The other one is going to be, I'll take Butler as a small road underdog here at Marquette. Definitely a kind of a freaky line here. Definitely kind of concerning. But Butler hasn't played in a week, guys. I mean, they've been off for a week. They've lost 2 straight. So I think it was definitely giving them a lot of time to kind of regroup and refocus. And this Marquette team, look, I know they beat Villanova, but that was more Villanova kind of just collapsing as opposed to them winning. Butler's won 6 of 8 against Marquette. Been really good offensively this year and very good defensively as well. I think they're one of the better teams in the Big East. Think they can really give someone a problem in March. They've covered 7 of 10 on the road. I think they go into Marquette and get the job here. One thing about Butler, last thing, Marquette can shoot the 3-ball. Butler, a very good 3-point defensive team. Off 2 losses here, off a break. I think you guys got to get in the car because I think this one is cashing all the way.
All right, this one, I swear to God.
I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you. I wrote it as he was talking. That week break was everything I needed to hear. And then he said the key word, regroup. I'm in. Yeah. I am in, baby. I am opening up that car door and diving in there.
This is actually one that I picked again and bet on the overnight and was planning on giving here. I'm not just copying you, Jeff, from BMOC Wins.
Hey, you said we were going to lean on him today. You sure you're not copying him?
No, not at all.
I'm just kidding.
I
don't be okay if you were.
I'm thoroughly prepared for this card. But
I know you are. You're going to be fired up.
Yeah, Butler, I'm going to take him on the first half and the full game, +1.5, and the first half is +0.5.
I want the half in the game, baby.
All right, and you're on the half in the game as well. All right, Jeff from BMOCwins.com. I guess I'm going to decide that it's a good sign that we're both on the same plays here and liking the same ways. With some handicappers, that's not necessarily true, but you and me, it seems to be the case, certainly with totals and hopefully with sides
That's
as well.
why I'm being a bottom feeder.
That's right. Go ahead. Mike Brenner, what else do you have for us? Go ahead.
That's why I would have talked you off the Falcons as well. Look, I know we got lucky, but Mike, you and I were on the right side there, I think.
Yep, we sure were, Bo. And you know what? I'll take that luck, but it wasn't luck. That was meant to be. It was the greatest Super Bowl comeback in history. The first time it went to overtime. Tom Brady wins 5. We can go there later, but yeah, guess what, buddy? We deserve it. We deserve that ball to bounce our way. Okay. I've got one more play that's going to open up a can of whoop-ass. Okay. This is that somebody's going to finally pay for this shit, and our team's going to finally straighten its shit up. Notre Dame, baby. I love it at home against Wake Forest. Bring him in. Come on, Danny Manning. Bring him in. I love it. Give me the first half. Give me the full game.
All right, I mean, Notre Dame, of course, is off of 4 straight-up losses, off of tough competition, though. All 4 of the games were tough competition.
Start fast enough.
Wake Forest has been playing well, though. They've been good against the spread. Before we get your take on it, Mike Brenner, your advanced take, Jeff from BMOCwins.com, what's your take on that one? I was leaning Wake Forest, actually.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree with Mike here. I think this is a good game for, like you said, Peter, coming off a string of tough opponents here. Listen, they got to get it figured out in Notre Dame. They've struggled a little bit lately. The point guards had some issues, but they're still very good at home, great defensively. Wake's just an average team. Don't play very good defense. They put people. Listen. They foul 20 times a game. That's a lot.
Guys, this is one I have to. I got to even cut them off because you got to jump in here. I'm telling you guys what's going to happen. Mike Bray has his team so focused and ready because of the fact. All right, they've lost against very good competition. Danny Manning and Wake Forest is no threat on the road. They struggle. Their turnover ratio is horrendous. This is that game where Mike Bray told them we need to go out and we need to handle this, boys. We need to handle it. They're going to be up double digits at halftime. Okay. They're going to bury this freaking team.
3.5 and 6.5 on Notre Dame.
I'll get on the first half.
Thank you, buddy.
And Jeff from BMOC.com on the first half as well. All right, Mike Brenner, do you have anything else for us?
I'm going, like I said, Notre Dame. Nope. I want to just review what I got real quick.
Yeah, but I got a bunch of plays that I'm going to give. All right,
and
I want to get Jeff from BMOCwins.com's opinion here. All right, let's see. The first one I want to ask you about, Jeff, I was thinking in the same way that I really like Tulsa and then a little bit Butler on the overnight. I was thinking that I liked Iona -6, but now it's down to 5. Of course, they played recently in Siena. Iona beat them pretty handily, and now the line movement makes me a little bit nervous, but you're famous for not really caring about these line movements at all. What do you think about this one, Jeff?
Yeah, Siena, I don't really get the love affair with this team. Some people have said they like Siena going forward. I don't get it. They're not good on the road. Iona is a team that really is kind of rolling right now.
Yeah.
Won 5 in a row, covered 7 of 8 at home. I'm not looking at – look, guys, I don't want to step in front of a hot team. And, look, they played – better defensively this year than I thought they would. I thought they'd be a mess defensively. But, yeah, I would go with Iona here. I think they're a good player.
I'm taking a full game and first half. Next one I'm going to take, I'm thinking about Princeton over Penn. You know, Princeton picking it up in the Ivy League, and I'm thinking about Princeton -6, -3. I know they're on the road, which is, not that big of a deal in my opinion. Penn's not that bad, but I feel like Princeton is starting to become the class of the Ivy League. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I mean, look. Princeton sucks on the road, ATS, but Penn's not very good at home.
Exactly,
right. So, yeah, Penn sucks. I mean, they should be outmatched here. Princeton really started to turn it up in the Ivy League. And you got to remember, guys, no conference tournament in this division. So you got every game matters in the regular season.
All right.
So,
I'm on both of those. And then classic game involving Syracuse and the home-road dichotomy. Syracuse on the road at Clemson. Clemson, of course, got absolutely and utterly blasted by Florida State. Mike Brenner tweeted that one out on Super Bowl Sunday. Great call there. And but we know Clemson, a decent team. Syracuse continues to have issues on the road, even though they did get a win in their last one. I'm thinking Clemson -3.5. What do you think about that one, Jeff from BMOCwins.com?
Yeah, I mean, Clemson's struggling as well, though, guys. But, yeah, I'm not interested in Syracuse on the road. I've made that clear and clear and clear. At home, I like them. On the road, I don't like them. And, yes, Clemson needs a win here. I would take them at home.
Especially after that shellacking they had. You got to be pissed off. And then they're at home.
All right, I'm going to hold off on that one for now. Actually,
I'm glad you are.
Something tells me to tell you to hold off. Next one that's interesting to me is Texas at home against Iowa State. Iowa State, of course, off of the big road OT win over Kansas. Nice job, Iowa State. But Texas has been kind of quietly a good ATS team recently. 8-3 ATS over their last 11. And I think this might be a little bit of a letdown spot for Iowa State. The line is a little bit suspiciously small, and I'm thinking about Texas +3. What do you think about that, Jeff from BMOCwins.com?
Yeah, I agree 100%. In the Big 12, I have a rule: a home dog of 2 or more, I always take the home dog. I don't care who's playing. Iowa State's a fraud. They're a fugazi, a total fugazi. Iowa State.
What's a fugazi?
A fugazi is a fake, a fraud, a phony. That's Iowa State. Texas gets the job there. I think they win outright tonight.
All right, that's it for me, and I will take Texas. I agree with you. I think they probably win outright, but I'll be a little. I'm well known for being, a good guy with totals, good guy with second half, but also a profound pussy when it comes to gambling.
Well, guess what? What I found out about you in Punta Cana this weekend, big man, I'm not kidding you. Everybody and their mother that was involved with that party knows who the hell this guy is. Well, he was an absolute. I'm not kidding you. I was walking 10 feet behind him, watching him get pulled over, handshook, pictures taken, the whole nine. It was beautiful.
I've been making. About Peter Loshak, he's an absolute legend to me in this business.
I've been making
a guy that I've watched for a long time. I remember Peter when he didn't have a beard. I remember we used to do videos. It was just him and I, and he's a legend. He always will be, and I can get where those longtime posters. I remember him. Peter, I remember when you used to do stuff with that JJ Gold.
Yes,
I think
he was there.
I'm going to start doing that very soon again. I'm going to bring back the comedy. I'm going to bring comedy back to sports betting.
Comedy coming back.
All right. So, but the point is, I am taking Texas +3 -106.
Good deal.
Not going to take them on the money line, although I agree with Jeff's analysis. They probably do win on the money line. All right, that's it for me.
I want to add one more. I'm adding that Iona first half because I like your breakdown on that. I think that's a solid play. So that's all I want to do is add that. I'm done.
All right, -2.5. So let's quickly review our picks. Jeff from BMOCwins.com. You had Marquette. You had Tulsa, and you also went.
I have Butler, not Marquette.
I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry, I'm not. You have Butler. You have.
You said we had to lean on them
and then
today.
what was the other one you added on?
Notre Dame first half.
Notre Dame, that's right. Mike Brenner, review your picks, please.
Okay, I am going with Notre Dame. I got them on the first half -3.5, full game -6.5. Also going with Villanova first half -8.5, guys. That one's going to cash. Iona first half -2.5. Butler, I'm jumping in with big man on this one, and you too, right?
Yeah.
You're both
No, I'm not. Oh,
You're
yeah,
not on,
no, yes, I'm on Butler. Yeah, sorry about that.
First half -3, and Pistol Pete got us a great shot line for the game -6. So that's what I'm going with.
All right, sounds good, Mike Brenner. That's it. And all I want to say about first halves is I've been a pussy with the first halves.
Well, you're the one that's supposed to control that.
Yeah, my first halves were cashing, so I'm going to start giving my first halves on most or all of my plays for the rest of February, and just to try to eat up some units out of my deficit. All right, Jeff from BMOCwins.com, Mike Brenner, great call, guys, on the Super Bowl, great analysis of Tuesday card, and we'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday college basketball card.
Hey, looking forward to it. Thanks, big man.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.